What is up? Today I'm going to show you guys the awesome new brakes I got for the Corolla. We're going to give the new calipers a paint job, and I'm going to show you how to install them and how easy it is, even if you've never done it before. So let's get to it.
So what I got is TRQ rotors and calipers. They're high quality and inexpensive OEM replacement stuff. I got them from 1aauto.com. It's a great site for any OEM replacement stuff. Super simple. We just type in your year, make, and model of the car, and they will show you everything they have, and you know it fits. So I'll start opening up. I'll do the calipers first. Look at these guys. Nice and shiny and new. So cool. Do not lose these little washers. These are what I am most excited for. Wow. Drilled and slotted. I'm surprised they had them. And they are OE, so they will fit. So cool. Can't wait to get these on. So before I put these on, I'm going to paint them. You definitely want to tape off the pistons and the boot. You don't want to get paint on any of that. And I also plugged up the hole here for the bleeder valve with some tape, so you don't get any paint on the threads. And it comes with this little plug here, so I'm just going to leave that in to save those threads. And you're going to want to wipe these off. Maybe like get some brake clean on a rag. I wouldn't spray directly on it because you don't want to get any on the rubber or boots or anything like that. So just clean those off. And this is what I'm using, the Duplicolor Caliper paint. It's made specifically for this, and it holds up pretty good. When I go to take the old ones off, I'll show you how well they held up, because I used it on the last ones too. So I got them all set up here. I'm going to go ahead and hit them with a light coat first, and then let that dry for about 15 minutes, and then one thick coat, maybe two, but we'll see how they look after one. Alright, these guys are all done now. Just gonna go ahead and let them dry overnight. And this is what the finished product looks like. I love this paint. It looks so good. Can't wait to get them on. So first of all, look at how well this paint held up. This has been on here for over a year. Just a little dirty. There's a couple little chips and stuff here and there, but that's just from, that was my own fault from maintenance and stuff and banging on it with wrenches. But the first thing you want to do while it's all still attached is break all of your bolts loose. Break this one loose, because it is a pain to try to do Once you have it off and it's loose, trying to break bolts loose, it's just a pain. So do all that first. I've already done that in the interest of time. Clamp your hose off just so you don't lose all your brake fluid. I'm going to start by removing the hose itself from the caliper. Brake fluid is very toxic, so do not get it on your stuff. Hang on to this unless you have a new one. Don't lose these little washers, they're very important. Once you have that off out of the way, go ahead and take these out. They're 14mm socket. And then you can slide this guy off here. I'm replacing it because my pistons seized up and it's causing problems. So I'm just going to replace the whole thing. And you can pull your pads out of here. I'm going to reuse these pads because they are new. I just got them. Then the bolts for the caliper bracket are 17mm. I'm also going to be reusing these brackets, and they're already painted, so I'm just going to clean them up real good with some rubbing alcohol. You can use brake cleaner, but mine are painted. You do not want to use brake cleaner if they're painted, because it will strip the paint right off. And these are pretty rusty, so I'm going to use a wire brush and clean all those up. And while you have everything off, you want to pull your slide pins out. Mine look pretty good because I've just redone these two. But I'm going to clean them all off again, clean inside of here, and then reapply caliper grease. If your rotors are stuck on there pretty good, which they probably will be, there's two holes in the mounting surface on the face of the rotor. Just find a bolt that'll go in there. That is what these are for. You can tighten down on the bolt and it'll push the rotor off of the hub. You want to alternate back and forth between the two holes just to push it off evenly, so you're not just pushing it sideways and doing some damage. There it goes. I like to take a wire brush and just kind of clean everything up, all your mounting surfaces. Got a little bit of surface rust. I'm not trying to get it perfect, I'm just knocking the junk off. Next thing you want to do is hit your new rotors with some brake clean. They usually come covered in an oil to keep them clean during shipping. So I'm going to hit these real quick. After you clean them off, you want to be very careful not to touch the braking surface of the rotor. Especially, these gloves are really dirty. I shouldn't be using them. But I'm not going to touch the face. I'm only going to touch the little hub area. And then I like to throw a lug nut or two on there just to hold it in place. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean this bracket off because I'm reusing it. And I'm going to hit all my bolts with a wire brush and just clean everything up. Alright, I got everything cleaned up. I think these look pretty good just for wiping them off with some alcohol on a rag. Obviously, if I spent all day on them, I could get them perfect, but this is good enough. Now we'll just put everything back on.
We're going to start with our bigger
17mm bolts to put the caliper bracket back on. I'm just going to put a little bit of anti-seize on these too. Not a whole lot. The torque spec on these is 79 foot-pounds. If you don't have a torque wrench, just crank them down pretty darn tight. Then I'm going to put my brake and caliper grease on the slide pins. And get those back in there. Make sure your rubber boot seat's back on there. You want to make sure that these move freely. These shouldn't be very hard to move. And I'm going to put my pads back on. I like to put just a little bit of grease anywhere that they touch the caliper. You don't need a whole lot, just a little tiny bit. Just helps reduce some squeaking. A little bit where the piston touches. You want to make sure the one with the tab on it goes in the back on the inside. That's your wear indicator. It'll rub your rotor when the pad wears down and make a squeaking sound, so you know it's time to change your pads. A little bit of this goes a long way. And make sure you're specifically using brake and caliper grease or a silicone brake paste is designed specifically for this stuff. You don't want to use like anti-seize on this. It's not the same thing. And just slide these back in their little clips. And then these little spring retainer springs go into these little holes on your pads. I only have one, I lost one, but when you buy new pads, they usually come with a set of these. Just go right in there like that, and the other one goes right there. Now it's time for our new caliper. I find it easiest to reconnect your hose first. Make sure you have one of these little thin washers on each side of this. So one on the outside, and then one on this side, or it will leak. And this little hook thing has a little hole, a little seat that just holds it in place. Make sure it goes in there. It keeps everything aligned properly. And then you just slide this guy right back on. And it's time to get our 14mm bolts back into the slide pin. Just gonna do a little tiny bit of anti-seize on these two. Be careful not to get that stuff everywhere, because it does get everywhere. The torque spec for these 14mm is about 30 foot-pounds. I think it says 25 to 35 foot-pounds. So I just go in between with 30. And the torque spec for your actual brake line bolt is like 11 foot-pounds, which is not much. So I mean, if you're not using a torque wrench, just snug it. Really, it's not super tight. I'm going to clean off all this brake fluid, just like brake clean. Actually worse, brake fluid will eat your paint up ASAP. So if you're worried about your paint, make sure you keep that clean. And I got our bleeder valve here. This one that came with the new stuff is a 7mm, which I believe is actually a little bit smaller than the stock that comes on the car originally. But you don't need to tighten these down much at all. Just barely kind of snug it. And you can just use a combo wrench, or if you have a small wrench that fits, it works fine. It does not need to be tight, just snug. Barely even snug. Because these are very easy to break. I'm going to stick our cap on there. Then I'm going to unclamp the line here. There we go, no leaks. And that is it. That's all done. And then you just bleed them. Make sure you get pressure back. And that's it.
If you found this video helpful at all or interesting in the slightest, give me a like. If you want to see more stuff like this involving my car or anything else, subscribe to the channel. We got plenty more coming. If you have any questions or want to let me know anything you want to see in the future, leave it in the comments. And I guess that's it for today. I'll see you guys later.